Hello, YouTube divers. This is Water Rival 122, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Magic Metal Mondays. Today, we're going to be finished re-ranking the catalog of Helloween, German power metal legends, and one of my all-time favorite bands of any genre, and a very important band to me. So, last time we talked about albums 17 through 9, and we will be finishing up the ranking going from number 8 to number 1. Off we go. So number 8, we got the 1991 album Pink Bubbles Go Ape. So this album dropped quite a bit from my previous Helloween ranking. Um and it's not because I thought the album was bad. I actually think this is their most underrated album. I just think other albums were better. But all the songs feel very fresh. And while they did experiment and some of the experiments did not work, looking at you heavy metal hamsters, there are definitely some great songs on here. You have Your Turn, Gorgeous Ballad, Number One, and I'm doing Fine Crazy Man, which I think are two of Helloween's most underrated songs. Going Home is a nice song with a very nice slap bass solo. Then you have The Chance, which is just an amazing rock anthem. Back on the Streets is a very cool track. Mankind um, is a great song. And then you have my favorite song on the album, which is Kids of the Century. And this is the best Helloween song that Michael Kiske wrote for the band. Um, I love the core. I love everything about it. Those melodies are just out of this world, and that vocal delivery is just icing on the cake. Chef's kiss. But yeah, overall, Pink Bubbles Go Ape. I think it deserves more love, and I think that if I think Halloween fans need to really listen to this record again to try to appreciate it. But yeah, overall, Pink Bubbles Go Ape comes in here at number 8. Number 7, we got the 1996 album, The Time of the Oath. Wow. So this album is something else. There are so many great things I could say about this album. It's consistent as holy freaking heck. It is just so amazing from start to finish. Every song hits. Every song hits. From now on, all of the songs on these from this album onwards just slap like a freaking freight train. You have We Burn, Steel Tormentor, Kings Will Be Kings, Wake Up the Mountain, Anything My Mama Don't Like, which is admittedly pretty cheesy and corny, but I like it. Mission Motherland, one of the band's most underrated songs. And then the two huge 90s metal hits. You have Power and Forever in One, the latter of which is just one of the best metal ballads ever freaking made. And then you have the title track, The Time of the Oath, which is a masterpiece. This song absolutely rules. It's heavy, it's dark, it's anthemic, it's everything that I love about Helloween. Everything that I love about Helloween put into one song. But yeah, overall, The Time of the Oath, an amazing album. Go listen to it right now. Alright, so now we move on to number 6, which is their most recent album, Giants and Monsters. So I'm going to keep this one brief, considering that I've made a whole album review for this record about two and a half weeks ago. But this album is just fantastic from start to finish. Savior of the World, Giants on the Run, Into the Sun, Universe, Gravity for Hearts, Majestic, We Can Be Gods, and A Little Is a Little Too Much. All the tracks that I really like. There are a couple of tracks on here that I could probably do without. Oh yeah, and also This Is Tokyo as well. I really like that song. But there are a couple of tracks on here that I could personally do without. But overall, Giants and Monsters is a very good album. And definitely one of my favorite records of the year. So yeah, Giants and Monsters comes in here at number 6. Number 5, we've got the self-titled album from 2021, So I mentioned in the Giants and Monsters album review that I thought Giants and Monsters was a little bit better than the self-titled album, but re-listening to these records again for in preparation of these videos, I just felt that maybe the self-titled album actually edged Giants and Monsters just a little bit. I just think the self-titled album is a little bit more consistent and it doesn't have any filler. As good as Giants and Monsters is, I think that the tracks Hand of God and Under the Moonlight, while they are great songs, I personally could do without them. But never once did I feel that way about any song on the self-titled album. You have Robot King, Indestructible, Best Time, Angels, Out for the Glory, Fear of the Fallen, which has had a big influence on me as a songwriter, Mass Pollution, and then the 12-minute masterpiece that is Skyfall. Wow. This album just absolutely rules. Absolutely rules. This was a very important album for me as it was the first album that Helloween released while I was a fan of the band. Um, and yeah, I loved it back when it came out in 2021, and I love it, and I still love it today. Self-titled album, absolutely love this record. But yeah, it lands at number 5. So number 4, we've got the 2005 album, The Keeper of the Seven Keys, The Legacy. So yeah, this album is really interesting because this is the sequel to Keeper of the Seven Keys Parts 1 and 2, two of the best power metal albums ever made, and two of my personal favorite records of all time. Spoiler alert. Um, but yeah, Keeper of the Seven Keys, The Legacy, I think is a very good sequel and a very good double album, too. This is the only double album that the band has ever made. And while I think there are a few tracks that I think I could personally do without, the strongest tracks on this album absolutely make up for it. You have The Invisible Man, Pleasure Drone, which show off Sasha Gershner's amazing songwriting abilities. Born on Judgment Day is a freaking amazing power metal song. My Life for One More Day is a great album closure. Light the Universe featuring Candace Knight of Blackmore's Night is, in my opinion, a very underrated song. Um, and I would absolutely love to see her and Helloween perform this song together live one day. Who knows? The Shade and the Shadow, which is another one of Helloween's most underrated songs. Occasion Avenue, great 11-minute long epic, one of their darkest songs. But my favorite song on the album has to go to the 14-minute opening track, The King for 1,000 Years. What an absolute masterpiece of a song. From that absolutely epic chorus to those infectious riffs and solos to amazing storytelling, this song just has it all. I absolutely love The King for 1,000 Years, and it's without question one of my favorite songs from Helloween. But yeah, overall, Keeper of the Seven Keys Legacy, very strong album from start to finish. Comes in here at number 4. Now, coming in here at number 3, we've got the 2000 album, The Dark Ride. So yeah, I remember listening to this record around 4 or 5 years ago. I did not like it at all. I didn't like how heavy it was. I didn't like Andy Darris's mean, gritty, dirty vocals. But as time has gone on and as my taste in power metal and really metal in general has evolved, this album just clicked with me. I now consider this record to be the best album from the Andy Darris era and just one of the darkest and meanest and most bad to the bone power metal albums ever frickin' made. Um, every song hits. Every song hits. You have Mr. Torture, Escalation 666, The Departed, Mirror Mirror, All Over the Nations, We Damn the Night, If I Could Fly, just a wonderful power ballad. And then the title track, The Dark Ride, is one of the greatest power metal songs ever written. And my personal favorite song from the entire Andy Darris era. My goodness, this song is just a masterpiece. But overall, The Dark Ride, it will kick you right in the stomach from the opening notes of Beyond the Portal, the intro track, all the way to the very end of the title track. Just a great album overall from start to finish. Love it. All right, and so now we come to the final two albums in the ranking. Both of these are the Keeper of the Seven Keys albums released in the late 80s. This is the consensus best two Helloween albums. But which one is going to be first and which one is going to be second? I have gone back and forth over which of these two records I like the best. But now, I think I finally have a winner. So number 2 is Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2 from 1988. So this was my number 1 for so long. So friggin' long. It's been beaten out now. But every single song on this album just is wonderful from start to finish. Even though this is no longer my favorite Helloween album, this is still one of my favorite albums of all time and a very important album for me. This was the first Helloween album I ever heard. It was the first one I ever heard. Every song just slaps. You have Invitation, Eagle Fly Free, classic song from the band. You Always Walk Along, which is a great song. Rise and Fall, kind of goofy song, but I like it. Dr. Steen, great song. We Got the Right, very underrated song. I think Helloween should bring this song back one day. And then the last 3 tracks, March of Time, one of Michael Kiskey's best vocal performances. I Want Out for a long time was my favorite Helloween song. And then 13.5-minute masterpiece of a song, Keeper of the Seven Keys. You cannot be a Helloween fan and not love this song. Really, this entire album. Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2, a masterpiece of an album, masterpiece of a power metal album. But it's only at number 2. So, let's talk about number 1. So, now we have reached it. Number 1, process of elimination. If you're a Helloween fan, then you know what album is left. And that is the 1987 album, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1. So these two albums have flipped from where they were in the last time. But make no mistake, both of the Keeper of the Seven Keys albums released in the late 80s are just masterpieces. But I put Part 1 just a little bit higher because I think the songs are just a little bit more consistent than those on Part 2. Part 1, you have Initiation, I'm Alive, which just has some of the best guitar solos, best twin guitar solos you'll ever hear. A Little Time is a very interesting song with those sound effects and ticking time clocks. Twilight of the Gods is a fantastic power metal song with an absolutely epic chorus. A Tale That Wasn't Right, just one of the best metal ballads ever made. Future World, absolutely classic song, love that one. And then the 13-minute epic Helloween. I keep going back and forth as to what my favorite Helloween song is, but I honestly think it might be Helloween. Helloween is just a masterpiece from start to finish, and this song absolutely rules. And then you have the 2-minute outro track, Follow the Sign, which is just a very ambient piece that sets you up perfectly for Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2. But yeah, overall, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1, just an absolute masterpiece of an album. And really, both of the Keeper albums are just masterpieces and some of the best records ever made in any genre. But if I had to pick a favorite, I would probably have to go with Part 1. Just simply because it's just a little bit more consistent from start to finish. But yeah, overall, Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 is my favorite Helloween album. Alright, so with that said, that concludes my Helloween re-ranking. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterDive122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.